The STL Bucket List Show is driven by Bommarito Automotive Group. Bommarito is Missouri's #1 car dealership, and they are proud to represent the #1 podcast in St. Louis, the STL Bucket List Show. We've personally purchased several vehicles from Bommarito, including our last one, which we recently just had another baby, so we had to upgrade to an SUV with third row seating. The entire team, John, Chuck, they all treated us like family. There's really nowhere else that we would buy a car in Missouri other than Bommarito Automotive Group. Enjoy the show.
If you want to hear about St. Louis, tune into the Bucket List Show weekly. Hear what Marissa and Luke say. It drops every Wednesday. Got a dope new guest every single week. Buckle up for the ride. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the show today? They rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on. What's going on, they'll give you, hey, 18 different things to do, or 19 if you need one more to choose. Yeah, this city is a place we call home. A place we call home, yeah.
St. Louis, we're back with another episode highlighting the people, places, and events that make our city unique. I got two of my friends on the show today. We actually went to high school together, grew up in the same area, and now they're doing big things in the city. You guys might know them from the Biscuit Joint. I got Brando and Elliott from the Biscuit Joint. So welcome to the studio, my guys.
What's up?
So the reason I had you guys on today is you guys have been holding on to something that you want to tell people. So What's going on? We got something new coming.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're super pumped to announce we'll be opening a fine dining restaurant coming here in a couple of months, actually. Really, it's like the next step for Dinner at the Loft.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like hard to, when we first like did it, it was kind of like we were sad that Dinner at the Loft was like ending, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't like thought about it, and it's like not really ending. It's just like the next step, which is actually, it's just really exciting.
Yeah, it's cool that we get to take, all of our experiences that we've shared in people's homes and our lofts, and bring it to life in our own space.
It's like a culmination of like a bunch of years, because like when you guys started doing Dinner at the Loft, this must have been 2020, like summer of 2020. I think the first one, I was at the first one, and you guys were just doing it out of the apartment on Locust, right above Mother Model. I think it's 8 max people, maybe eight people max. And then that turned into then going to people's homes and doing private, because like the pandemic like elevated this experience level of people wanted these experiences, but they couldn't get this experience.
Right.
It felt like it was like prohibition, like we weren't supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, dude.
And then people were
really
like, "Hey, come to my house. I got 40 people. Come to my house." You know, and you were bringing a restaurant on the road. You were almost like an artist. You guys are artists when you're like. When you guys are in the food industry, it's like you're creating art, and it's like you're bringing that on the road like you're on tour. And that's what I love about Dinner at the Loft. It's a different set every single night. It's a different place. Yeah. So how did that become so successful? I mean, was that just pure grit, just like getting out there? I mean, because you guys were having fun. You were going to local farms. Like you guys were getting creative with
I think it was like definitely us just getting out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we started going to people's homes, that's when like the word spread really quick. Because at first, it was just like the people we knew. Once we got to the end of the people we knew, because it's like, the first, I don't know, like almost 10 dinners is like people that you just know that want to see what you're doing, And then like when that kind of stopped, that was when we were like, okay, it was like the middle of COVID, and we were like, he had done some like cooked for some of his family friends, and I had cooked for some of my friends, and then we were like, like let's just like start posting and like put a name to this thing. And then it was like you said during COVID, like I don't know how legal it was, but like people started like
those are passed.
We went to one house, dude, and then when we were like, and that's literally how Dinner at the Loft started. Like we went to one house, and almost every dinner we go to, someone at that dinner is like, "Will you come to my house?" We're like, "Absolutely."
I think he was an orthodontist.
Yeah.
And then he told his friends that own practices, and then
it was just like, boop, boop, boop,
doctors, lawyers, and all of a sudden everybody's like wanting a piece of the pie, and it was really cool because we were wanting to give it, and it's just wild looking back, because a lot of people took their stimulus checks and did what they did with it, but we took it and we were buying pans, pots, mini fryers, silverware, glassware. I mean, all of it, and it was scary because we were eating ramen noodles. We weren't taking that money and eating exquisite food or even taking care of ourselves in the way that we should have, we were like, how can we invest into our future?
Yeah. No, that's a lot of the best businesses came out of that time. So flash forward, Biscuit Joint opened. Everybody that's listening to the podcast has probably heard of you guys. You guys have built this almost like this virality of like this community of, 12,000 people on social media. And like, I was at the market last week and there's like lines of people at the market, people that we went to school with. That's what's super cool about being in Lake St. Louis is you had the Ray-Ban glasses on, like video and people coming up and stuff. But to see like a stack of tickets like that big while simultaneously you're downtown serving a completely different audience at the same time, like that's when you really start to see this scale. Because when you're the only one cooking, so like at Dinner at the Loft, you made your income when you worked. And now it's like you have income coming in from different things of things that you're not even involved with, or you're still involved with it, but that's when like business becomes like real and you're like, okay, well, this is scalable because we're 30 miles away. We feel like we're in the same city, but we're in a completely different world. The people that are meeting you at the market haven't ever came down to the Wash Ave location. Yeah. So you guys have got that success. I was thinking that next TBJ location was opening, but you guys are going into a whole different world now. Yeah, so tell me about the new concept. What's the name? I know the name because you guys have been talking about this for a long time. Yeah, bro. He was in a different location at first, which hopefully maybe someday that comes to fruition.
Absolutely. We hope that happens as well. So it's a long time coming, bro. It's like, we talked about this probably 7 years ago.
Before Dinner at the Loft.
Like before anything. It's like, so when the opportunity kind of fell in our lap, like we were kind of geared towards like opening a second Biscuit Joint. Like you said, it's like we've had such good, like, people really love us, and which is like the coolest thing ever, dude. Because it's like the only reason the Biscuit Joint is a thing was because we were looking for a space to host our own dinners, and we found this space. And then I'm like, well, like we can't just like use this 4 times a month. So I'm like just thinking of things. I've always kind of had ideas in my head, so that's kind of how the Biscuit Joint came to life. But it was all for like to create more cash flow. Honestly, it was like the initial idea for the Biscuit Joint, which is crazy. I was like, if I can hit $750 a day. I
remember you told me that. You had the whole spreadsheet.
Yeah, bro. I was like, if I can hit 750, and I'm like, dude, I think we can. And it's like, bro, we haven't ever hit under it.
Yeah.
And it's like so crazy because it's like this hurdle in your own head.
Yeah.
And then it's like it just blew up, you know what I mean? Which is crazy, and it's so cool to see. But then from there, it was like, should we open a second one? Like, we're out at this market and we're crushing, dude. And it's like, we could totally open one out here. And I think that's kind of what we ultimately were like, yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Because people were coming to us, hey, we heard about the Biscuit Joint, and they come down and eat it. And they're like, well, we have a spot right here. Would you guys want to open? We check it out here in St. Charles, and then in Chesterfield, and then in like St. Louis, and then
just didn't feel right.
It just didn't feel right.
Like, we're big on like your gut. Like sometimes there's even the numbers made sense, and it's just like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, we would always be like, let's just like sleep on it 3 nights, and then it's like, then we'll make a decision that morning.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Like, we've been homies for so long, so it's like he comes in the morning and I'm like doing something, and I'm like no, and he's like nah, and I'm like, all right, bet. Yeah. And then we just keep it moving, and it's like that's what it is.
That's what the last like few months, or even probably 6 months to a year, have been probably, because you've probably already been looking at spaces.
But we were like, all right, let's put our head down and like try to find a spot then. So then it was maybe like a few days later, like a friend of ours knows this spot that recently had closed, and was like, you guys should come check out this spot. I think it'd be perfect. And we were like nah, like we had our plan. You know what I mean? We had our plan made up, but we were like, let's go see. Like, let's go see what it looks like and just see what's up. Not only that, but it's literally a block away from the Biscuit Joint. Right. Like, if there was no buildings there, you could throw a ball and hit it. So it's so close. So we were like walking over there. I was like, dude, I really don't want to like this. Because it's like we had our minds made up or
it's
whatever.
So close. You're like, we can't do another Biscuit Joint. So it's like we had to do something, you know?
Yeah. So then we like walk in, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then we were like, instantly, we looked at each other. I'm like, dude. And he's like, I know. The same thing, like slept on it for a couple nights. Came in one day. I'm like, we have to do this, right? And he's like, bro, we got to. I'm like, and then that was basically the ball got rolling.
So what does that look like when you guys, so like it's, when you look at the space as like creatives and as chefs, like that space, the one that we're going to talk about was already kind of built out. So you can kind of see this vision more than a white box. Like a white box, you can be like, okay, I'm going to do this, like what you did with the Biscuit Joint. But when you see this space, you're like, I already know exactly what a Saturday night's going to look like. And then you can visualize it.
Yeah. Well, that was a big part of it because we live on the block. And like I've walked by it. I've walked by it at night when they were open.
Yeah.
And it's like.
You can't help but say, what is that? I want to go in there. I want to check it out.
Yeah. The way the lights hit, the windows and everything.
It's like elevated off the side, like off the street. So it's kind of like you walk into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really cool space. So then like the concept, like you asked, so the name will be Scouts. Like we talked about in the last podcast, so Scout's my daughter. But not only that that's her uncle, and that's like something he takes very seriously. And like I wouldn't just say that either.
I love it when she walks by and she's like, Uncle Brandon, or can we stop to say hi to Uncle Brandon? Like it melts my heart. I love it.
Yeah, because funny enough, me and Brandon live in the same loft building, and we're literally next door neighbors.
Yeah.
So
all your now it's like the concept, all your businesses are right there. So logistically, it just makes sense. You guys got the commissary in the back. So what's the Scouts vision? Because the vision has probably changed because you've had this concept probably now for more than 5 years.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean, Scout 6, so at least 6 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah. First Community Credit Union is the official banking partner of STL Bucket List. They've been serving St. Louis families for 90 plus years with 40 plus local branches and over 400,000 members. From personal credit loans to mortgages to kids and teen accounts, they also have a partnership with the STL Blues. You see Louie here if you're watching on YouTube. We're proud to use First Community. I use it for my own family and my own business. We're excited for them to be the official banking partner of STL Bucket List.
But yeah, the idea is going to be it's really going to be based around like what Dinner at the Loft is. So when you go into the space, we really want it to be like you are walking into someone's home. It's like the front room will be called the living room. So there'll be like 2 big lounge areas, like rugs and lamps. So that'll be really good for like late night drinks or if you're just trying to hang out. The next room will be called the dining room. So those will be like 2 tops. It'll be a lot more intimate seating. And then you walk to the right, it'll be the kitchen. So actually our Dinner at the Loft table, which was also my table for my like family table growing up, will be in this space. And then we're getting also like a big table from Dave Stein and them to go in the space as well. So those will all be communal seating. Unless we have larger parties, which is kind of like an ode to Dinner at the Loft, because that's how we would do it. It's like first 8 people that pay us, the first people are the people that are coming. So if it's a 12 top, it'll be 12 people, or it's 2 4 tops, or however it works out, you know? And that just goes to what Dinner at the Loft is. It's like creating community and like meeting around food. It's like every culture in the world, as far as you look back, they meet around food. That's how other cultures will like kind of put things to the sides or even like settle disputes. You have a meal with each other, you know? And then we actually have a patio in the back, which would be the backyard. Which is actually, we're really excited about that space because it has like a covered roof basically with like vines growing through it. So like we'll be able to seat out there most of the year.
Put some little lights back there. Created just a vibe, backyard vibe.
I mean, we were just talking about it this morning when we were sitting over there meeting the painter. It's like, dude, we can't wait to sit out here and listen to the rain fall and have a cup of coffee and start your day. Like, it's just cool to think that right next door is a whole building of lofts. Yeah. So it's like those people can say, hey, man, I want to go get a nice glass of wine, sit out and with my friends, or get a bowl of pasta or whatever. It's the back. I'd say probably the back and the front window are so far my favorite parts of the.
And you guys are taking up space, and like as an entrepreneur and like building a space. Like when I'm here in my studio and I could just sit here, and I bring my kids in here and like my wife, and they'll just sit here and we'll just hanging out. We're just like, this is my studio. It's like there's just nothing like different than like. You take so much ownership in like your space. Like you guys are going to be cleaning up the sidewalk, doing like 100%. As you walk to work, you're picking up trash. I'm picking up trash on the out. Like everything matters when you're building something. And like there's a lot of great restaurants in St. Louis and there's just a lot of great experiences, but it's like, how can you make people feel like they're at home? And I feel like that's what you guys are doing. So Brando, if you can talk about like some of the food that you guys are going to be doing, because I'm sure people are excited.
Yeah. So we're not going to put ourselves in a box, and we're just going to name ourselves like a new American restaurant. Yeah. Focused around Italian, Mediterranean flavors. We're going to have homemade pastas. We're going to get a pasta extruder. We're We're going to have some nice entrees, obviously like a chicken, beef, pork. We'll have a fish, a lot of small plates, fresh vegetables, stuff that, you know, will seasonally change, but we'll definitely have some staples for the people that come in. We'll have some hummus, homemade bread, a lot of different things. Our menu's pretty set right now, but some of the accoutrements and garnishes and stuff like that will change because, you know, when we open this season will be a little different than it is now.
Yeah. So when you guys talk about opening, I know timelines are impossible, but do you guys have any goals in mind of when Scouts is gonna be open?
Yeah,
absolutely. So we hope to have like our first pop-ups as early as next month, probably like 3rd or 4th week of September. Whether the space is ready or not, we think it'd be really cool, like to invite people into the space. You know, once we get at least our inspections passed, like if there's work being on or it's not completely perfect. Yeah. That's not really what it's about for us. We just want to get people into the space, start trying some dishes, get used to working with our guys. We already have some people on the team who we're really excited to work with. So I would say like end of October, definitely the following month will be open, but definitely by the end of the year.
That's going to be like tomorrow. Yeah. That's like so quick. That's awesome, dude. That's so fun. Like building the brands is, I feel like that's one of the most fun part, like is getting the brand off the ground and then putting people in place that then embody the brand, similar to what you guys did at TBJ. Like when I go to Wash Ave and neither of you guys are there, it still feels like the same restaurant as when I go to the market or vice versa. It's like building culture. So as you guys build this group, like this is your second concept, like is multiple concepts in the plans for you guys, or have you guys thought about that as like, I mean, obviously I don't want to jump to the future because you're just working on Scouts right now and that's what this podcast is about. But I feel like you guys have the team and you guys have the bandwidth to create more.
Absolutely. We both definitely want to, I definitely see it as the beginning of a food group. You know, both of us come from some of the bigger restaurateurs in the city. Like I come from Niche, he comes from Take Root. So following in their steps would definitely has been on our mind. There's some ideas floating around, you know. I think I really enjoy like I love the Biscuit Joint because I feel like that's like in Scouts, it requires me to be a more like locked in and professional, professional, you know what I mean? Not in a bad way or anything, but it just requires another level of like focus, which I really enjoy. But like the Biscuit Joint, like I love being there and the music's bumping. Like that's my personality. Like I have so much fun there. So I would love to open more of those. I think the city needs more small spots that are like hyper focused on certain things. But I know he's definitely got ideas of fine dining. It's like kind of it's crazy how we work so well together, but we are so different in like how we cook and how we view things. But I think just over the years of being friends and going into homes with no idea what it's gonna look like or anything, it's like we have just learned to like work really well with each other, and we know what each other brings to the table. Right. And we just value those things and kind of let each other shine. And it always comes out in something that looks really cool.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, there's so much the chaos of like the fine dining compared to the Biscuit Joint. Like the Biscuit Joint's like your day job. Or if you think about it like sports, it's like the minor leagues, and then now it's like the major leagues every single night. You're playing at Madison Square Garden. LeBron's lining up against you every night. Like you're putting on a show every single, because it's the one time that somebody's going to go in there. You never know when it's somebody's first time. You never know when somebody just got a promotion at work and they're spending their money with you, or they just got married or they just lost a parent. Like you never know who's in there for what reason. And like you got to show out for them every single night. That's fun though.
I see it like that. Yeah, definitely. You know, Friday Night Lights type stuff. But I just feel very confident in the idea of it being a neighborhood spot where everybody can come and have really nice food and also be fine dining. And it's like we've done it for almost 6 years now with Dinner at the Loft. We bring the vibe. You know, we show up to people's houses and it's silent. Yeah. And we bring the energy and people end up having fun. And
we always tell each other, like, we're not caterers, we're like party hosts.
And it's like if we can pretty much bring that to anybody's house, well, why can't we have that in our own space? Like, I just have this really, really good feeling in my gut that people are just gonna love it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just because of the food, but because of the environment. You know, it's that's really special to us, and I think that some people kind of put that on the back burner and just focus just on the food or just on the drinks, and it's like, without a good space, the food's not as good in my mind.
For over 150 years, SSM Health has been providing hope, healing, and opportunities to the St. Louis community. With over 40,000 employees across 4 states, they're not only delivering exceptional care, they're one of the region's largest employers, shaping the future of healthcare. We're proud to present SSM Health as the official healthcare partner of the STL Bucket List Show. If you've dreamed of a career where you're truly making a difference every day, SSM Health can help you take that to the next step. Learn more at their website in the link in the show notes. Well, in your team, and it's the space, but it's also how people make you feel from the second you walk into the restaurant. I was on a road trip and I went to Buc-ee's, and it was my first time ever going to Buc-ee's. But like the way they made me feel when I was in Buc-ee's, I was like, I'm always gonna stop.
Like, this is crazy.
They make me feel so good.
Yeah.
And it was insane. There was 1,000 people there, but I was like, I feel better going to that place than I do to Circle K or whatever gas station I could have went to on the way on the trip. So it's like the way you make you feel, and that's like some of the most successful restaurants in town make you feel like that, is like, I just feel really good by the staff, and the staff makes you feel like that. But that starts from the top. When you look at leadership and they look at you guys, it's like you guys lead by example, regardless if you're working with somebody or not. They're watching you, your team's watching you, they're watching the way you talk to the customers.
We just genuinely just care about people.
Yeah, I think it's also like, I think that's the difference of the Biscuit Joint, is it's ran like we're going to run scouts. Yeah. Like there's literally no different. Like the ordering, the schedules, everything top to bottom, because that's all we know. You know what I mean? I feel like that's why it isn't just another biscuit spot. It's not just another breakfast spot. Because like I've said before, is like you can get everything on our menu at a lot of other restaurants. So like what's the difference? And that's why it's like, we say good morning or hi to everyone that walks in, and we say goodbye to everyone that leaves. And that's like across the board. Even if you're just walking through the room and someone's leaving, even if you're not in there that day, you're like, see ya, have a good day. You know what I mean? It's just like who we are.
It's so simple, but it's so forgotten.
Yeah. And I think so, like, as far as bringing that to scouts, that's just like who we are, you know? But it's also like, I've always felt like I thrive under pressure. And like the pressure of it has me like very excited. I feel like I've been like reading cookbooks I haven't looked at in forever. And like our minds are like, whoa, and we're just texting each other. And that's like a really exciting feeling. Like a young line cook again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like we had a meeting with Ben Paramba, and he was like, you know, at some point, like if you guys want to be recognized as like up there with like myself and any of these, like any big name chef, like you got to open a dinner restaurant. Like you're not going to do that owning a biscuit restaurant, which is facts. And that's kind of like one day we were like, we just got to jump in the fire, dude. Like
I think it's time.
And it's like, if not now, then when? It's like, because especially at this point, not that we definitely don't know everything, but we don't have a mentor teaching us anymore. So it's like, not that we're not going to get better, but it's like we're not going to get that much better that fast where we can't do this right now. Right. So it's like...
And it's not going to get any easier the longer you wait. The longer you wait, the more comfortable you get with what's already happening.
Yeah,
you know?
And it's also like, you know, you have a little bit of like, you have a business that's already kind of flowing. So not that you can like take money from it, but there is a buffer to some degree. If something bad happens, or like if you have a bad week here, but you crush it over there, it's like, all right, last week's a scratch, and we'll just keep moving forward. You know what I mean?
As long as you break even.
Because I look at everything in week blocks.
Yeah, because like, that's how it is in your industry. Yeah, or it's just like months, but like same thing, but it's like a month at a time. It's like what cash flow. It's easy to look at.
It's like, because like our slowest day ever was our slowest day we've ever had at the Biscuit Joint was in the same week that we had the most overall sales.
Right.
So it's like, at that point, I was really like, I just need to not look every day, because you're just like, oh my gosh. And like, this emotions are like this all the time. Yeah. But it's just like, if you actually look at week blocks, you realize like you're usually hitting around the same numbers. It's like, wow, you'd like to do better.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think that's what's exciting for me is like, I think opening a fine dining restaurant and just like, I want to test myself. Like, I'm like, definitely don't feel like I'm the best chef in the world. You know what I mean? Not that I even want to be, but it's like, I want to see what's up and like test. Like neither of us just like worked the last 10 years of like these hard jobs just to like never see if we have it ourselves. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. So you'll have reservations at the new spot then? It'll be like a reservation, you know, bar.
We're figuring out which
platform
to
sell your soul to.
Yeah. Our general
Who should I sell my soul to?
And everyone's trying to email you and sell you.
Yeah. Our general manager is sending us emails about it all, and it's like, well, we could go here, we could go here. This has this has this. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that there were that many platforms.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, I would love to just like, while we mentioned our GM, we landed someone who's so legit. And like,
give him a shout.
So Will Rogers, I'm sure a lot of people know him. He's been at we met at the last hotel. So that's where we are all connected. Then he has been around the city at 21C right now, which is crazy. Like, same thing, like everything just falls into place. Is like right when we were thinking about signing, Will comes in for breakfast one day. I happen to be taking orders that day, which like doesn't happen very often, you know? Like, usually I would have been in the back and I wouldn't even had the time to have this conversation. But he's like, you know, if you guys are ever doing anything, just like holler at me. Which we had like thought about him, and we were like, you know, like he would never. We weren't even going to ask. Because dude's
like, you know.
We weren't even going to ask, you know? We were like, why would we even ask? So I'm not going to waste his time.
Yeah.
He comes in for breakfast, says this.
And this was after you guys already had toured the spot? Or this was right around the time. You're like, what is going on? Like the world and like, like God or somebody's telling me something right now, bro. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
100% God. Because he comes in, he says that. I text Brandon, I'm like, bro, you will never guess who just came in. He's like, no way, right? So we text him like the next morning, and he's like, I would love to come see it.
Yeah.
So he came and saw it. And then one thing led to the next. Actually, at one point, he was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I basically didn't let him say no. I was like, just think about it. And he was like, because he was
think really hard.
He was trying to like, in a way, say he couldn't do it. And I was like, I think you just, no, I'll talk to you on Monday, right? Yeah. I'll talk to you on Monday.
Yeah.
8 hours later, he texts us, I'm in. And I was like,
yeah, let's go. We were so high.
Elliott wasn't. I don't even think Elliott was at the Biscuit Joint, and the door from the commissary to the back room to the front was open. And I got that text, and I was just like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, we were.
And everybody was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got a really good text.
That's crazy.
So like, and then like, just to speak more on him, like, just like our idea of hospitality, like I've seen him work, and he's been my manager, so I know how he treats people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like, we always just try and hire people for character, because you could teach people most things, you know? So it's like,
exactly.
But I can't make you care or want to get better.
Right.
But like the way he treated us, the way we've seen him treat guests, like his level of expertise, like 27 years in hotels.
Sheesh.
Like in hotels.
So he's going to run the whole experience, and then, you know, you guys will be in the kitchen running the whole
What allows us to like, to be chefs, you know what I mean?
We
Because
don't have to worry about the bar. We have a nice bar.
we have a bar guy.
hiring, like sitting in interviews with servers and stuff like that. And, you know, it's like, wow, you guys are like building that dream team. And then you guys got the people over at TBJ as well that have talents that, you know, can help your restaurant too. So like a lot of the guys that you guys got on the team there are going to be doing some stuff for the restaurant too.
And it'll be nice for them too, because it's like, I'm sure they'll get tired of just doing biscuits every day. And it's like, oh, hey, you know, we're a little bit slower today. You want to make some pasta, or you want to help, you know, peel these carrots or do whatever.
Right.
Not do you want to, like, yo, break these chickens up.
Break these chickens up, bro.
I need your help. Yeah. No, but that's another, I think that's what's really exciting is, you know, like we built our commissary, like, so we started building that in January this year, which we didn't need at all. But it's like
huge space.
We knew, it's huge.
We were thinking more of using it for Biscuit Joint too.
Yeah, or like doing a wholesale thing and trying to get in stores.
Right.
But we were just kind of like you said, we've always talked about this. So we're like, let's build this now, you know, and just prepare ourselves for what's to come. So, you know, we've actually spent a lot of money this year to build out this commissary. But what works out for us now is like, the majority, with it being a block away, the majority of all the prep will be done in one space. So it's like something we have on our side is like we can be in 2 restaurants at one time. You know what I mean? So it's like I can be in the back at Scouts and then they're like, yo, a bus just pulled up and I can run up to the front, rock out for 30 minutes, be like, you guys good?
Yep.
And like our team at the Biscuit Joint is so good, bro. They're so good. And then it's like, so it's like, yeah, we're good. You go back to you doing your thing, and basically we'll just like load a golf cart up and drive it all over there.
You gotta get a golf cart and whip it over there. That's
for sure.
I'm starting to look.
Are you? I got one.
Yeah.
Shit, I got one.
He's like,
they're expensive, dude.
Yeah.
If you want a sick one, you gotta get like a wrapped one. You gotta get like a wrapped one.
Yo, bro, you got to.
You can't get no club car, bro.
Don't get a fucking club car. Gotta get a sound system. Gotta get it all.
Like, I don't know, like.
They see me rolling.
Yeah. And I don't know the levels to it, but like we would love to find a way to like potentially like shuttle people to the Fox, to the soccer stadium, or like, obviously these are all just ideas floating in the air. There's a lot to
all goes back to the experience. It's like, how can we make it as easy as possible to have a good experience at our restaurant?
Now that you mentioned the Fox, what I forgot to mention on the food is we're gonna work on creating like a prefix menu for people that are going to the show. Yeah. So they come in, eat, and get out in a reasonable time, and it's right down the street since all the restaurants in that area. Yeah, all the restaurants in the area have either closed or they're overflowing with people that are going to the Fox. So
The STL Bucket List Show is proudly sponsored by Suede Dispensary. With 11 Missouri area locations, Suede does so much for the St. Louis community. We've been working with this team for a couple years back since medical was here, and we're excited to support their new product launches, events, and community initiatives. We couldn't be happier to work with this premier cannabis brand, and we're excited for them to sponsor the show. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
I just had to throw that
I've been through that because I went to a restaurant and like the food wasn't coming out. I'm like, hey, just don't worry about it. I'm gonna get this drink. I'm gonna go to the show. And that's what happens sometimes.
But like, it's like, we've lived in Midtown for a long time. I think it'll be just to be a part of it with another space. I mean, the soccer stadium, it's just when you like have lived in the neighborhood for a long time, you can see how much it's grown. And it's just like to be a part of it and keep that ball rolling. It's just dope. And then I just feel it's just like I'm big. Like none of this stuff is random. Like all these things have fallen into line, and it just feels like we said earlier, like we just sleep on it for a few days, pray about it, and I'm like, I feel so at peace about it. Yeah. And then it's like, then from that point, you put some numbers into your spreadsheets, and it says it's gonna work. And then I'm like, spreadsheets. And then it's like, let's do this.
I wish it was as easy as spreadsheets though, because when I look at a projection sheet, I'm like, bro, this is awesome. Like we just got Sauce Magazine. I'm like, this looks so good. And then I get into it. I'm like,
okay,
wait, how much is the printer? Like I got to print 10,000 magazines tomorrow, and I got to pay them tomorrow. And it's that's just part of it though.
It's just learning,
it's just fun though. But I think that's like what you guys are doing. You guys are building this culture. You guys are building this community, and you guys are so young. Like we're all in our like early 30s, where it's like you can do this for 30 more years if you want to, 40 more years. Like, I know it's like people are like, I want to retire early, but it's like you can do like a lot of the competition is a lot older than you. So you have chances to be able to have either outwork people or out-create people or out-be creative and because nothing can box you guys in. Like you can say that it's New American, but like that doesn't mean you can't just do crazy stuff on one random night or you can't do. I mean, I know you guys are going to be locked in. I know.
And we want to do collabs. Like, we have chefs that live around the country. Like this is like just the very start. We're just getting.
We didn't even say the address. Can we say the address or do you guys? Or just say where it's at. Just say it's in Midtown.
I think it's like
2704 Locust, I believe. Okay. That shows you how new it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
You're like, I walked there. I know how to walk there.
They just peeled the numbers off.
Oh, okay.
Because they looked janky.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want that on that.
You're like, take those numbers.
Take that off.
But it's cool. Like right now, like when we leave, when we go back, where it's going to see the first time we ever seen it painted.
Okay.
So it's like. And it's also
they're painting over the walls and everything. Yeah,
it's also cool. Like we get to do like at the Biscuit Joint. He was actually a part of it a lot, but he had another job. But like basically every decision I made, I'd be like, "Yo, what do you think?" But like to have like just to do it together and have Will and like Scout's been in there.
Yeah.
And she obviously loves the name.
Yeah, that's gonna be so sick. Dude.
Yeah.
That's so sick. Like naming something after your daughter like that. But yeah, the decision making point, like when you're doing stuff on your own, and I've been there before, it's like you can talk to your wife or like your mom or dad, but it's just like you need somebody that's like in it with you, because it's like, hey, if we say we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it. If we fail together. Yeah. If we like, if you know, I got this bid from the painter, we got to make a decision fast. Like it's almost like making decisions fast. It's like, you know, boom.
Or
boom,
it's
boom.
just, it's also having two different thought processes in one. Because it's like he'll say something, I'm like, well, what about this, this, and this? He's like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. And
sometimes it's
me,
like,
I'll
man,
be
you're being negative, and it's like, no, I'm not being negative, but I'm
just
like,
thinking.
Well, like, dude, I'm like the dreamer.
Yeah.
I'm the dreamer, and I got the ideas, and I'm like, screw it.
Let's do
What's
it.
the worst could happen?
Yeah.
Like,
and then he's like, oh, by the way, this could happen. This could happen.
And Brandon's
this could happen.
like, well, this could all happen. I'm like, and then most of the time, I'm like, so what?
Yeah.
But it's like, it works out perfect, and then it's not like he's not about it as much as I am, but it's like you gotta have those different roles where it's like, even seeing it in my mom, like my mom and dad, like they play so much different roles, but they run the same thing.
Right.
And it's like ultimately, like we just trust each other. So it's like, and even it's comforting to be like, yo, can I use a business card for this? Like, and I'm like, yeah, dude. Cause when I need to do it, I'll be able to do it as well. And it's like, we don't get crazy with it, but it's like, it's nice. Like we don't have we have no other outside owners besides ourselves. Exactly. So it's like, we don't have anyone to answer to, which is really,
freeing.
It's really freeing, but it's also like if this fails, we fail, no one else.
Well, and if it fails, and I know when we talked about the Biscuit Joint, I remember you called me like the day before, and I was like, dude, like, what's the word? Like, it was such like at that time, money. But at that time, it was, looking back at it, it was big at that time. But when you looked at the investment at that time, like looking back at it now, you're like, now each investment gets bigger and bigger. But it's like, I'm like, dude, like, what if it fails? You just like go work somewhere else. Like I was like,
and so what?
So what? Like people forget like 2 years later, and you work somewhere else. But like that's the thing is like, but like now you guys have this opportunity where you know you create your own destiny. So it's like, you know, it's hard, and you probably actually pay yourself less than what you would make at another job, but that's just part of the grind. And it's like, you know, as you guys build these assets, because like these restaurants are assets, and it's like these brands are assets that live on past you guys. You know, when like most of our parents, like my dad's a union contractor, it's like when he retires, his job is done. You can't pass your job on to somebody, but you can pass your brands on to somebody. You can pass your cash flowing assets on to somebody. And it's like,
which is cool.
Or you could sell that at one day, you know, because it's worth something. You know, brands are worth something, especially like ones like Biscuit Joint that could be 500 locations, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm happy for you guys. I mean, I think that, you know, it's going to work. Why would it not?
That's how we feel. I mean, it's like
my gut is usually pretty right about something, and I don't have a bad feeling.
Yeah.
And usually I'll have a bad feeling in my stomach sometimes, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure out what this feeling is today, and then something will happen. I'm like, that's why I was feeling like that. But I haven't had any of those feelings.
Yeah. And you guys are so locked in though. Like you guys like don't drink, you work out, like you guys are so locked in that like the way things would fail if external resources, like external factors came into play.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and that's the thing is, like I wish I could remember like the actual quote, but it was talking about how confidence is not like just thinking you're better than everyone. It's knowing that you prepared yourself for that situation. Yeah. So it's like when I like sit and think about it, I truly feel like I couldn't be more prepared like at this moment. Right. Like what else am I going to go do? It's not like I can stop and go stage somewhere because we're running this. Like we can't leave. Right. So it's like, it's really just hopping in and seeing if you're about it. But it's like anything else is ultimately if we like, I don't care. I do care if we fail, but like I feel the same way as you. So I'm like, so what? Right. And I feel like at a certain point, like as an entrepreneur or anything really is like, you can't be scared. Like it could fail. And like COVID could happen again next week and we'd be like in a very bad spot. But it's like, I didn't know any of that was going to happen. And what can I stop about that? The only thing I can do right now is like try my hardest, you know, especially if you have the money behind it, then it's like, there's really nothing else to do but like try our absolute hardest and like cook the good food and treat people really nice and like
cross that bridge when it comes, or if it ever comes.
Yeah. Looking for something light, crisp, and absolutely refreshing? Zwickle Light by Urban Chestnut is the official light beer of the STL Bucket List Show. It's less than 100 calories, and it's the perfect drink for summer. Enjoy a beer at the beer garden, in the Grove, or chilling at home in the backyard with your friends and family. This episode is sponsored by Upshot Coffee. 3 St. Louis area locations in Cottleville, Break Shop in St. Charles, and their new Hi-Fi location in Clayton. I personally use Upshot Coffee every day at my espresso machine at home, and I try to visit one of the shops at least once a week. They source the beans responsibly from local farms all across the world, and they take care of their staff, and they take care of the community. Let's get back to the show.
But the one thing that really resonated with me recently, I saw this video about this guy talking about winners. And he said it's proven with people that win, and the only way to win is to do things that the other people aren't doing. Mm-hmm. So it's whatever it is, whether it's waking up, reading the Bible, waking up, going on a run, or quitting drinking, or allowing this much time to recipe development and this much time to your mental health or whatever. But like, in order to win, you got to do things that the average person's not doing.
Well, it's
I think with doing these dinners on top of having a full-time salary job, opening a spot, like that's what winners do.
And then it's like, I even see you like being a dad, dude. It's like, I got one. It's like, it's hard, dude. Like, so and it's, hard, it's so hard, bro. It's like
the balance.
Well, it's like, here's the thing. It's like, you could be really good at your job or be a great parent, but like doing both at the same time is so extremely hard. And it's like, but what do you want to be?
Yeah. It's
like, who do you want to be? What is the legacy you want to leave on? And like, when people ask me, I'm like, and I'm sure you would agree 100%, is like, I just want to create generational wealth.
Yeah.
Like,
legacy. Legacy is the word, is like something that your kids can talk about.
Like, if I'm selling a biscuit or a grilled cheese, I don't care. Like, that's the root of it. But it's like, it's very much rooted in wanting to like feed people and just like make our community better.
I just grabbed yesterday because I do so many podcasts, and it's like, balance is not something that you can actually find, like, especially as a dad or anybody entrepreneur, but balance is something you create. So when you are present with Scout, or when you're present on your runs, or anything you do to be like to actually do it, it's like you actually have to be 100% present at that moment. If you're at the Biscuit Joint and you're dealing with shit that happened the day before, like with whatever, then you're not present at Biscuit Joint. But when you leave Biscuit Joint, you're dealing with stuff that happened at Biscuit Joint, and you're not present with your daughter or with your kids. But yeah, dude, I don't do either of them 100%. That's the problem. It's like then you feel like you're failing your employees, your business, and your wife and your partner. I know you're not, but you never feel like you're giving 100% to any of it. So then you feel like you're failing a little bit at each one. Like, I'm on my phone. I was on my phone, and my daughter's looking straight at me, and then like she's going to bed, and then she's sleeping, and I'm done, and I'm like, shit, I should have just did that, and just waited, bro.
Dude,
it makes me feel so bad, dude.
Dude, but it's like, and that's like this biggest thing is just battling in your head, and like also knowing the intentions behind what you're doing, because it's like they're all going to grow up and know. Same way with us. It's like my parents, like they had to travel and do things, but it's like the first $10,000 I got to open the Biscuit Joint was because of them. And they just gave it to me. And like, they would not have been able to do that had they not missed one of my football games, and they knew that. And like, and they used to tell us that like, we're creating something, and it's like at times we didn't understand, but we were children. There's a lot of stuff that they don't understand. Like, their mind's not big enough.
Like, Timmy's dad's here.
And it's like, I think we've found a way to like build that. Or I think it's important to just invite them into it. Like you said, just bring them here. Like, if I got to work, come with me. Like, here, like, cut the edges off this. Like, they love that. Scout comes to the Biscuit Joint, and she's like helping Brand. Well, first she walks in. She knows everyone by name. She goes and gives everyone nucks. Like, if she walks down the line, she says behind. Like, because it's like, you can invite everyone into that stuff. And that's like, that's how it feels like doing it with Brandon.
You guys got a family business, you know? It's a family,
but it's like, even with Brandon, though, it's like, people are like, are you best friends? I'm like, dog, that's my brother, for real. Like, we have been through so much stuff together, bro. And it's like, there's an extreme amount of trust. And then just like my parents are in there all the time. It's like Dallas pulls up and walks through the back door and he's like, yo. And then not only like, am I like, what's good? But like Josh is like, yo, Dallas, what's good, bro? And it's like just this open community and there's people in and out. And like, I'm like, dude, it's fun, amazing.
Man.
It's
So
amazing.
fun. It's so fun. But no, I appreciate your guys' time, man. I want to ask one more question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
This is the STL Bucket List Show. What new spots should people add to their bucket list? Have you guys been going out to eat a little bit or not as much? It doesn't even have to be new, but give me some. We'll start with Brandon. Give me some of your bucket list spots, like where you go when you're off and you're celebrating something. Couple places that come to mind. It doesn't always have to be food, but could be experience. Could be food. Probably for you guys, it's food.
I would probably say one of my favorites is I really like Press. I haven't been there in a little bit, but their ramp agnolotti was so fire.
They do such a good job there.
Actually, you know what? That's a lie. I ordered it on DoorDash. I got the bucatini.
Yeah.
I ran like 8 miles and I was starving. I was like, I need some carbs, so otherwise I'm gonna be dead tomorrow. And I was like, bucatini. I didn't feel like driving.
You just smashed it.
I like that. I like Little Fox, Sydney Street. Those are all kind of just have been around. I haven't really had time to try something like very, very new.
You just go to the OGs. You're like, I know I need a good meal tonight. I know I'm gonna go here. You know, it's so hard to try new spots.
Dude, so I went to this spot after church a few days ago called Carl's Drive-In. I didn't know it was a thing. So like I get out with church and I'm like, bro, name somewhere, let's go. And he's like, have you been to Carl's? And I just never heard of it. It's this little like smash pack. Yeah, dude, it's like half the size of the Biscuit Joint. Yeah. It's like 2 elderly women. They've owned it and ran it as long as it's been around. And it's just like smash patties, but it's the coolest vibe. They make their own root beer.
Yeah. Place crushes too.
Kills bro. It, so we got there at a good time, but like the line's crazy, and it's literally got to be like 500 square feet. I think there's 8 seats maybe.
Yeah, like little spinny barge seats.
Yeah, and like that type of stuff is like my favorite type of concept.
That kind of reminds you of New York a little bit, like those micro concepts.
Yes, Carl's Drive-In.
That's dope. Yeah, there's so many good spots, dude. It's hard for me too now with the kiddos. Like I can only really go on like one real date a month. Yeah, bro. So it's like you got to pick wisely if you're gonna use that day. It gets
better
night.
with that, bro. Because dude, we went we went out to eat with Scout was like their age once. Yeah, dude. And I was like, I will never do this again. It was hell, bro. I was like,
you feel bad for the restaurant. You're like, I'm so sorry,
dude.
Bro.
I was like, I will never do this again. It was at Louis, and I was
like, you went to Louis.
And she was like, and it was my dad's like, it'll be fine. Let's just go. And I'm like, I don't think it will.
It's loud and dark in there, and like,
dude. And I was like, yeah, we'll never. We didn't go out to eat for like 2 years after that. But she's good now. She just doesn't eat anything.
She's just picky as hell.
So picky, bro. It's the worst.
That's dope. Well, I appreciate you guys for coming on. We'll drop this and do the big announcement. I think it's gonna pop off. And,
yeah, bro. Very excited.
Do a pop up over there, and so we'll see you guys next week. STL Bucket List.
Hey, St. Louis, Brent Labowitz, Labowitz Law Firm, personal injury law firm here in St. Louis. Excited to be part of the STL Bucket List and sponsor them for their podcast. Just want to go ahead and say, if you ever need a personal injury lawyer here in town in St. Louis, give us a call, look us up. You get involved in an accident of any type at all, give us a call, free case evaluation. We'll try to walk you through the process.
Today, they rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on.